to 2 today because I ain't even know how I do it, man. We going to the 559 right now. I mean, we were in LA, now we're going to 5. What's up with this? What's up, though? What's up with it, bro? No, hey, 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 what's up, my boy? You hear me?
What's happening? Can you hear me?
Yep.
For sure.
What's up, my boy? How you doing?
I'm doing cool, man. Just chilling.
Another day in paradise or what?
Yeah, just kicking back at the moment.
Hell yeah. So where you at right now? You're in the 559?
Yeah, I'm in Fresno. I stay in Fresno right now.
Oh, okay. I saw something about Sanger, but I didn't know if that was like, if you're from there or that's just some I saw. I don't know.
Well, that's my hometown. That's where I grew up. That's where I spent most of my life growing up, and like that's really where I started making music, and where I became inspired to make music, and so that's what I consider like my hometown. Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I'm trying to remember. Yeah. I was in Fresno. I remember doing, being over there at Fresno State and partying, and then también also just the Bulldogs
Okay.
too.
Oh,
But
okay, for sure,
yeah,
for sure.
that's
Also,
awesome.
you've been out to some Fresno State parties or what?
Yeah, when I was in Mecha, I went down south, and so we would go to Fresno
Oh,
to
okay.
do like, those little external, they'd call them like external, I forgot, external meetings, and we would just
Okay.
we'd party a bunch, and then and then talk politics in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
For sure, man.
Yeah,
What were you gonna say?
yeah. I remember like being familiar with Metron and stuff when I went to state too. I
Oh,
went to school there. So, yeah.
okay. So is that how you got going to college right there?
Yeah, pretty much. Cause like Sanger is a small town. Like I don't know. Do you know kind of like the San Joaquin Valley pretty well or
Nah, not really, but I mean,
kind of
a
how it's
little
laid
bit.
out?
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Well, yeah,
I need a little help.
yeah. There's a lot of little cities and towns that are about like 15, 20 minutes from each other, 30 minutes from each other.
Okay.
So Fresno is one of the bigger cities, but so Sanger, where I grew up, is like 20 minutes out from Fresno. So everything is in Fresno. Like there's no colleges out there or anything. So like growing up, like the mall and like anything that there wasn't in Sanger, we always came to Fresno through too. So that is what brought me to Fresno though, just having to come to school out here and then working out here and all that.
For sure, man. Well, let's jump into this, man. Who are you? Where are you from? Tell me. And what do you do?
Yeah, so I go by the name of Agent or Agente. I recently started including that too because I've been starting to do more bilingual, more Spanish rap, and so yeah, I just want to be able to kind of to make that connection. So I consider myself an artist. I grew up in Sanger, California. I was born in Colima, Mexico. Yeah, I was brought here when I was like around 1 year old. So I spent my whole life growing up here in the U.S. and I make music and I tell my story. That's what I do.
Yeah. Hey, where's Fowler? Fowler.
Fowler's in the past. Okay, so Fowler's another city out here. It's probably like Fowler's probably like 20, 30 minutes from Fresno.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
Yup.
I always get curious about all those spots. Shout out to El Chino showing love. I don't even know what Hello Caggle. I don't even know what that means. I thought that was a city, a little smaller city too. So, so Fresno is basically the biggest city though by far, right? It's like a 500,000 people.
Yeah, it is. It is the bigger city by far. So like even like as far as music, like the I mean my first performances were in Sanger. We did put together some shows in Sanger. I was a part of some shows in Sanger, but Fresno was really like where it was at, like where there was more venues, just a lot more people, a lot more going on. So like as far as like the music scene out here, most of it is in Fresno.
Hell yeah. I feel he said ask him about how he started battling.
Oh, okay. Ask me about how stuff. Oh, okay.
Shout out to Polido family, 89.
Oh, okay, for sure, for sure. Damn, that's a while back. That was like in high school, really. I mean, I don't know how much to elaborate on it, but pretty much, I got into battling when I just discovered hip hop. I started listening to West Coast shit first and foremost, like Snoop, like Dr. Dre, like Tupac. But then I got put onto some East Coast and Wu-Tang was really one of the groups that really inspired me to really start rapping because it kind of brought a few things like together for me. So I mean, battle rap, like for me, it was kind of like like I'm sure you've been. Where did you grow up, man?
I was born in Santa Paula, lived in Oxnard till I was 4, and I grew up in Santa Rosa, North Bay, like 45
Okay.
minutes north of San Francisco, hour, and then in the Sonoma kind of like Napa Valley area, and then lived in LA from 18 to 30, basically. With
Okay, for sure. So you've been
no,
around.
18 to 33, but 2 of those years I lived in San Francisco and Oakland. Or 3 of those years
Okay.
I got a master's out in the Bay real quick, and then I went back to LA real quick.
Okay, okay, for sure. Yeah, like so when I started battling, like when you're like a young man growing up, there's like this kind of dominance thing going up. Like I don't know if it's like just like hood culture or it's like like young male ego or whatever, where you
Yeah,
wanna
I joined the
you feel
neighborhood when
like
I
you
was a
got.
I joined that. So yeah, I know.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
so just dealing with that pressure and, and like you gotta like establish yourself. You gotta like you gotta get respect or whatever. And so
Yeah.
to me, that was a way that made sense for me to battle to smash on fools like lyrically, where it kind of made more sense of who I was as a person.
Hell yeah.
Because I wasn't really about the violence, but I was about standing up for myself. And
Hell
so
yeah.
so that's how battling came about. I just became interested in it, just like the whole idea of like being able to put people up, but with words instead of like literally like literal violence. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
so yeah, like in high school, I before I started making songs, I started battling, and then I started working on songs and stuff.
That always just tripped me out, homie, just because I be smoking weed and you feel me? But like I don't drink, but I used to drink a lot, but like I just don't know how motherfuckers be just in the moment, being able to. And I know a lot of some shit's like practice or what if this happens, what if that happens, you know what I mean? But at the same
Yeah,
time, it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
still, dog, that shit, you know what I mean? That's why I had to pick up a camera, homie, because I never could put those words together like that. So,
Oh,
um,
for sure.
but real quick, hey everybody, follow my boy, follow me, share the live, show love. If you don't know who the I am, I'm Pocho One, and this is the live show, man. And we just like to get people on here, and around and network, man, and do something positive online instead of something negative. You feel me? El Chino 3124 says, "Have you already done concerts? And hold on. And when is the next song? I'm Jorge Animo. Number one fan, very old, and I admire you."
Okay, so the
That's
first question
fire.
was,
Have you already done have you done any concerts? And when the
oh
next
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
So
when the next song is?
when the next song is okay. Concerts, I had one on the 19th. Was that this past weekend? Two
Foo
weeks ago.
Files.
Past Friday, I had one in Santa Cruz. So yeah, I've been networking and building networks in more places. I was out in Santa Cruz on the 19th. I'll be in Compton this Saturday actually.
Where?
And at the Compton Art Walk, I gotta look at the address, but I'm gonna do a pop up and a performance at the Compton Art Walk this Saturday.
That sounds tight, dog. What's up, Foo
And
Files? Don't be asking to sock check us or nothing, motherfucking you fools. These motherfuckers, I don't know. I got mixed feeling about the fools, but I love them no matter what. Shout out to the Foo Files.
yeah, it's really cool.
When did you get off the porch though? When did you say, when you were like, I'm gonna take this more serious, like not just around with the homies, but when you're like, I'm gonna start to activate myself, and I say activate, elevate, you know what I mean? Like, when did you feel like you started elevating yourself? Because I feel like when you start doing that, it's not that you separate yourself from people, but you're on your own trip, kind of in your own mind, right? Figuring out your own shit. So, especially because
Yeah,
a lot of times other people, not that we don't have jobs, but like you go get a job and you work for somebody else, but even when you're working for somebody else in your mind, you're thinking about something else, right? So when did you decide that you were gonna like basically become an artist?
well, it's kind of like my idea of being an artist, and as far as like taking shit serious has kind of changed because in the beginning, when I first started making music, I I already envisioned myself like on big stages, like the music, when I went about like putting together my lyrics, I considered myself at competition with like the people that I consider were the greats, like my inspirations, like Wu-Tang, like Nas, like even like Tupac, right? Because Tupac inspired me a lot. And so from the beginning, that's how serious I was about it in my mind. Like I knew like that was what I wanted to do as a career, right? Like I wanted to be an artist, but I didn't really understand what it took or what it took to be an artist. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like early out, I felt like I was able to kind of separate myself, or I kind of stood out. Like you just kind of you pick up on it, and not in a way where you like. Well, I think a lot of artists, you believe in yourself, right? So you kind of tell yourself if you're dope or whatever, or if you believe in yourself to a certain extent.
Hell yeah, but what's crazy, a lot of
Mhm.
people don't. So that's why I'm like surprised. That's why I interview a lot of artists because they believe in themselves enough to get on here and talk. A lot of people are like,
Yeah, yeah.
what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I believed in myself like from the jump, and it was very something very serious like in my mind, and I didn't know exactly
What up, Pat?
how to go about I guess reaching a certain level that I wanted to be at, and so and then at the same time, because I started making music in high school, and like from the beginning, like I did release albums, I released physical, like I was selling stuff, right, and I was performing and all that. But I also went to school. When I started going to school, like you know how you're talking about like you got to go do a job and like you're there but your mind's not there,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like you're like oh like when I used to work a laborer's job, like when I used to work in the fields, right? I would be working on lyrics all day, like my mind was free, right? But then going to school, that's the shit about institutions, right? Going to school, it occupies your mental space,
Doesn't it
especially
though?
like yeah, like because like I did a bachelor's and then I did a master's,
So did I, bro. And
right?
I wouldn't, I hate to say this, I wouldn't have gone to school, bro. I feel like
Well, bro,
it took a lot of my time up of my creative space.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
crazy. It's probably meant that we were going, because we were supposed to do this a bunch of times. It's funny that you said that because I've been going through that right now, my boy. Like, right, that's conversation. I'm having that shit
Yo,
right now with myself. Like, I just spent all these years getting all these degrees. I'm $100,000 in debt. I got a master's from
see, that's
USC.
that's a thing too.
But
And
so what? You know what I mean? So what?
yeah, yeah, yeah.